Sports Nation live in Studio B. Let's stay on this natural high and welcome in one of the top goal scorers in the country right now. One of 4 elite scorers on the BYU women's soccer team. Cameron Tucker is on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Cameron, thanks for taking some time. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Fantastic, especially because you're the number 12 seed, and we're excited about the prospect of BYU women's soccer making a nice run in the NCAA tournament. How do you feel about the number 12 overall seed?
I'm so excited, and I know my team is super excited as well. We're so excited to get to go to North Carolina. We're all anxious. Like, since we got the first round bye, we don't leave for like another week. And so we're all like, we just want to get there. We just want to get there. But so we're super excited and we're ready.
I'm pretty sure you guys knew that you were in. You didn't really know where you were going to be. What was the reaction like when you found out you were one of the seeded teams? Was that a surprise, or did you kind of expect that?
I didn't, like, there's like a guy on Twitter, I don't know if you've seen him, he like kind of makes like predictions and like brackets and stuff, and so he wasn't predicting us to be seeded. So to me, like, and I was kind of following that and I was looking at it, and so to me, like, it was all like a big surprise, like, to be seeded. It was super exciting, and it was like, shoot, like, that's dope. So we were really excited.
Is it Chris Henderson that you're talking about that does the bracketology for women's soccer?
Yeah, he's like all about women's soccer. So like me and Kayla's my roommate, so we were like up the night before. We're like, did you see where Chris like predicted us to go? like we'll have to see. So
thankfully,
he was wrong.
Yeah, thankfully in this regard, he was wrong, right?
Yeah,
it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Look, here's the other part about that,
exactly.
Cam. I like the fact that you admit that you follow that stuff, because there are a lot of people, no, we don't follow. I like that you admit, because I would have a hard time being in your situation not following it too.
Yeah, I just have to, like, it's like he's making brackets, so it's like I want to see what he's like thinking and like what he's predicting us to go as, or or who we're gonna play. So yeah, I follow it.
Cameron Tucker, BYU women's soccer, with us on BYU Sports Nation. You'll either face Virginia, who is the clear favorite, or Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. What's the best and worst part about preparing for 2 different teams and having that first round bye?
I mean, I think that like the best is just like, we don't know who we're going to play. So it's like, oh, we're just preparing to play like our best. You know what I mean? We're focusing more on ourselves. We're not really focusing on our opponent. Like, we know both teams are going to be good no matter what. So every day at practice, it's just like, we're here to get better for ourselves. So I think that's like the best. The worst is just like the unknown. Like, they're 2 different teams. Virginia has different strengths. So does the other team. And so it's like, we just don't know what we're going to get. But
so you mentioned, Cam, the word unknown, and that leads me to the next question that I want to ask you about. There's so many unknowns about this year. Obviously, you didn't play the season in the normal time that you would play. You're playing in the spring. And with COVID and everything surrounding it, big picture, what does it mean to you and this team that you weathered that storm and that you're back in the postseason after what I'm sure is a really trying year?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot to us. Like you said, like, it was a super weird year, and like, we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't even know if we would get to play all of our games. Like, a lot of teams in our conference didn't even play a full schedule. So to like be able to, we overcame a lot. Like, we were really smart with COVID. We were really smart with like our preparation for the games. And so to be able to come back to the NCAA tournament seeded is like a huge accomplishment to us. And it was our end goal, so we're really proud of ourselves and we're excited.
I asked your head coach, Jen Rockwood, if there was an added chip on the shoulder because of a metric that awarded Santa Clara the WCC title and you finished in second. She said, whatever, we're going to worry about us and play our game. But did it bother you, Cameron? Does it still bother you that metric gave them the title?
It honestly did bother me, because it's like they didn't play like 3 of their games. Like, okay, they could have lost one of those, or they could have tied. Like, you don't know what could have happened. Soccer is a weird game. Like, things happen. But like what Jen said, at the end of the day, it was like, all right, whatever. We're still going to the tournament. That's all that really mattered. And we were seated like 1 seed higher than them. So it was just like, it's all good. Like,
who's the real champion, right? We got the better seed.
Yeah, like we were laughing about that after our selection show. We were like, okay, Santa Clara, like bring it. Like we're gonna like we don't care.
So as you mentioned, the team's heading to North Carolina. I don't know if it's full bubble situation, but it is certainly bubble-like with everything taking place in one city and the surrounding areas. What do you know about what you guys can expect in this upcoming postseason from the bubble situation?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really heard much. Like after our selection show, like Tom Homo kind of talked to us about kind of how like the other tournaments were and like how they were tested every single day and how like you just aren't allowed to do a lot. So we haven't heard like exactly like what our situation will be like. Like we don't know. So we're just kind of preparing like it will be like the other like basketball and volleyball like tournaments. So I don't know, just knowing that we have to get tested all the time, like live like you're not really allowed to leave the hotel, and like we have set practice times. If you like don't get tested before that and like you go practice, like you'll get like eliminated. Like it's super strict. So just some weird rules that we'll have to follow while we're there. So
Cameron Tucker of BYU Women's Soccer with us on BYU Sports Nation. The Cougars are the number 12 seed headed to North Carolina and the NCAA Tournament. On paper, it looks like you will face Virginia. You never know. It's the tournament. But if it is Virginia, what do you know about the Cavaliers that you are preparing for right now?
We haven't talked a lot about them. Obviously, we know they're an amazing team. They're ranked pretty high. They're in a great conference, and they've had in past years, like last year, they were like number one. They were like favored to like win the tournament last year because they're so good. So we just know that they're going to be really good into, you know, like they have good forwards, midfield defenders, like, so yeah.
What aspect of your game, and I'll ask you from a personal standpoint and then the team standpoint, what aspect of your game do you feel right now is clicking the most heading into the postseason?
I just feel like for me personally right now is like my ability to find the ball going forward. I think that I started off strong doing that, and then I went through a little time period during the season where I wasn't really finding the ball going forward. I wasn't making those runs. I was kind of standing too still. I feel like right now I've been finding the ball a lot, like from our defenders, like a long ball, like because I'm pretty fast. So I don't know. I think that's been helping me personally. And then I think just with my team, I think that we are so deep on our bench, and like our subbing is so deep that like we never skip a beat. People come in off the bench and it's like they even bring like a level. Like for like Pepperdine, I'll never forget, like we were kind of struggling and we had made that first sub rotation, and like Ashton came in and someone else, and it was like a whole new game. Like they brought a level of energy that we needed. So I think that is what like our team strength is right now going into the tournament.
So I want to bring up a story that your former teammate Carla Swenson-Haslam, who calls games with me on BYUtv for the BYU women's soccer team, brought up. And she said, I was talking to Cameron, and she told me that she's kind of in a little bit of a scoring slump, but today's going to be the day. And then you had the breakthrough. And then you scored in 5 games in a row, Cam. Okay, so What happened? What changed? Are you into superstitions? Are you into that stuff or not?
You know, I kind of am. I won't lie. Like, I definitely, like, in the back, I used to be really bad when I was, like, playing club soccer. Like, in the back of my mind, I know I have superstitions, but I try to, like, play them off so it doesn't, like, affect me too bad. But I think that what changed with that is just, like, during that time period, I was kind of avoiding my coaches because I was like, I know they're expecting me to score. Like, it was kind of, I was all in my head, you know what I mean? And then finally I sat down with Jen and I had, like, a talk with her, like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm sorry that this is happening. Like, I'm trying, but, so yeah, I think just talking to Jen, and she just reassured me, like, it's okay. Like, you're like, focus on your strengths. And we came up with a little thing that she reminds me before every single game, to do. Just like, she tells me to like, just run, like go out there and just run. Cause that's like one of my strengths. So I think that's just what like helped me. So.
All right. Since you brought up the superstitions, what would you say is your biggest superstition right now? Like, what's the thing that you have to do or don't do?
Well, I don't know. I always have my hair braided, like the front of it. And I don't know if that's a superstition. I just have always done that. Like, but I play like that. So I guess it is a superstition. And then also like I wear the same, like, depending on like if we're wearing white or like a dark color, I'll wear like matching like the same like sports bra and spandex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so like every game, and I've been wearing those like the same ones like all my like college career. I even have the same ones since like high school, like club, like because I haven't like really grown like that much, so they all fit me still. And so that's like I think my biggest one is that.
I love it. I love it. You know what? It's a natural tie into the
Yes.
BYU Sports Nation karma, Cam. Now, and I don't know how much of a superstition the karma is because we feel like it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's not a superstition. It's legit. It happens.
When you come on the show, you get karma and you're already really good, but you're even that much more awesome. So I look forward to an incredible performance with the BYU Sports Nation karma doubling up with all your superstitions. That sound okay?
Perfect. Yes, that's perfect.
Cam, thanks for talking with us. We wish you the best of luck pushing forward to the NCAA tournament. Hope you survive finals, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you guys.